Hey, hey, hey. Hey, okay. Out to the paper, the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the paper, the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Label, the podcast. Here, my boy Nell.
Yo.
Special shout outs to everybody that's been subscribing on YouTube as normal, liking, commenting, sharing. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky.
They trying to get rid of our TikTok, man.
Yeah.
They trying to get rid of us, man.
We don't need it, though. We're going to find something else. But yeah, everybody's been supporting. We appreciate y'all as normal. Nell, go ahead, get into introducing our guests.
Absolutely. Right now, we sitting down with one of the foremost MCs in New York. Fuck Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? in the U.S., for real. He's been putting in work. I've had the pleasure of seeing him grind almost throughout the whole process, you know what I'm saying? And it's so fitting that we sat down with him like 2020, 2021, and right when he just signed his deal, and then to watch the progression and watch literally him manifest his words and manifest his pen. You know what I'm saying? Started from the ground level. Sitting here with JAE SKEESE, bro. How you?
Good, man. Blessed, man. Happy to be here with y'all boys, man.
Of course, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And I love when we get to spin the block too and over time and watch that growth. And like that was one of the key things with our podcast that we said from the beginning was we want to sit down with artists who are truly committed to that grind. And like we don't want to say with artists we see him once and never hear him again. Like we knew for a fact like JAE SKEESE is gonna be around.
Yeah, nah, for sure. It makes sense now that you say it now, because I think we had a conversation about, trying to get certain people on here. So I see your vision now. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Much
so now I
appreciated.
understand what y'all going with too. So.
That's love. That's love.
Sir.
And we appreciate you coming on here early, too. Like, you were one of our first guests. Probably like one of our first 5 guests.
Nah, man, it was a no-brainer because, bro, that's, little brother. So, you know what I'm saying? It's my brother too. So, and I saw what y'all boys was doing too. So it's like, it was a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's always love.
Sure. So I kind of want to pick up from where we left off with the last interview. Like boom, we did the podcast. You just signed to Drumwork, and shit, you dropped maybe 4 projects in that 1 year alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it probably it was around Asphalt Calligraphy.
That was the most recent one at the time.
Yeah, that was the most recent at the time, and you done dropped multiple bodies of work since then. What's behind that work ethic?
I'm next to one of the hardest working crews in the music industry right now. It's like, when you look at the bodies of work that Conway and Westside and, Bodie James especially, you seen this 2024.
Shout out to Bodie.
Like, you know what I'm saying? These dudes are grinding consistently. It's like around the clock. And, since I signed and even just paying attention before I signed, it was like, just seeing the output. It's like, man, maybe that's what I need to be doing as opposed to dropping one project here and dropping one project there. Like, you got to keep people's attention, especially, when you first starting out, from ground level. If you're not consistently applying pressure, people going to forget about you like that. That's just the nature of where we are in the music space now anyway. It's like, you either here and you staying here or you here today and going tomorrow. That's what it is. You got, like, I forget the number of songs and projects that drop every Friday, and then it's not even every Friday now. You got music dropping Monday through Friday.
Every day, yeah, man.
You got to stay on the ball, man. And so that was my mindset. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to make sure I was consistently applying pressure, and then, just with my situation, period. Like, when I signed my deal, it wasn't like I was instantly a millionaire. I'm still not a millionaire. Yeah. So it's like, you got to continue to grind and hustle and, put the work in because, essentially when you're a full-time artist, you working for yourself. It's no different than opening up a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? You can't just close on a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because you feel like your business might go out of business.
Word.
So it's no different than that. You just got to keep grinding.
A lot of artists make that mistake because they think once they sign that piece of paper, everything else becomes like automated, and they think the shit
You gotta
just
turn
starts
it up
moving
even more.
itself.
I said it on one of my songs. I said my man thought when I signed the deal, like that was like, oh, you made it. That was when the work really started.
Word.
For
That's the
real.
starting
Like
point.
I was working before that, but when I signed, it was like, man, I had to work 10 times harder because now you got not only people wanting to know why you were even signed in the first place, you got to like solidify yourself because like the way I always say it is like Conway could scream off the mountaintop and yo, Skeeze is that one. Skeeze is the dude. He's the next up. He could say that in every Instagram post he make for the next 365 days. If I don't prove it, it don't mean nothing.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? So I got to show and prove every single time. I got a small margin for error. You know what I'm saying? I say it to my man all the time. So, like, you got to consistently, like, remind people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you put yourself in a real blessed position because, like, even, like you spoke on Conway saying it, but, like, even inking it on the deal, he allowed you to drop all those, because some people, you know what I mean, they sign their deal, they get stuck. They like, oh, label won't let me do the, but you've been able to release that music. Like, how is that? How is that possible for people who don't necessarily know? But and how like beneficial and how thankful you are for that?
Well, first off, like, if you pay attention to how, like, you know, when you know Conway and West and you know Griselda as a whole, when they signed with Shady, it was like a similar thing. You know what I mean? That was how Conway came up. Like, if you look at the Everybody Is Food series, those were like Griselda projects, but they weren't dropped under Shady. But he had already, you know, they had already signed to Shady. You get what I'm saying? So, but those projects are what he used to, and then like the freestyles that he was doing and features he was doing, you know, on West Side tapes and Benny tapes. That was what he was using to like propel his name and keep his name hot. You know what I'm saying? So when it came time for him to drop his, you know, his debut album, people were talking about him, you know, in the industry. People were talking about him everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And because he came up like that, that was kind of like the formula that I follow. And he was, of course, cool with it because he's like, yo, I signed you, but you got to get hot. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I did the, you know, features, you know, La Machina and, you know, all over all his different albums, man. But like from King to a God and, you know, all these different albums. But I still had to like tee myself up at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when it came to doing that Big Ghost tape, like that joint was, that was like everything because Big Ghost has such a big name in the underground. You know, Griselda had worked with them before, or with him before, you know, with the Griselda Ghost Project, and that is considered a classic in the underground now. So for me to be able to get next to Big Ghost and work with him in a similar space, that did a lot for me. And then, you know, doing Metal Gear Solid tapes, the Iroquois Pliskin, the Revolver Ocelots, like that was how I really, you know, teed myself up. You know what I'm saying? Similar to like the Everybody Is Food series. So, but no, I'm very grateful that, you know, Con had that same outlook that, you know, and allowed me to take the similar approach to what he took to tee himself up to, you know, and do it for myself. You know what I mean?
That's
And you were doing a lot of direct-to-consumer stuff, too.
Yeah.
Like, you were trying to build your fan base in that way to really get that cult following.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me, like, the mindset behind that. And really, like, because, you know, a lot of people think it's just you upload it to streaming. You know, it's going to be on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. You promote it on Instagram, and you get seen that way. But you were like, I'm kind of putting the streaming process on the back burner.
Yeah.
Because that's not where you're gonna make a lot of your money.
Yeah.
The direct to consumer to where they can actually buy the copies. That's where you're gonna make a lot of your money, and then, you know, you put it on streaming after for a couple of those projects.
Yeah, so like, you know, it was similar to like, you know, what I was watching, you know, again, West, Conway, Benny, what I was watching them do, just with the whole, like when I was paying attention to what they were doing with like wrestling and attaching their brand to different things, and just seeing how like, you know, people were going crazy for the merch and going crazy for the vinyls and things of that nature. So when I was, you know, just watching and seeing how, you know, they were keeping things so scarce, it was like, yo, we got 50 vinyls, you got to get them now or you ain't gonna get it.
Everything
you know what I'm
sold
saying?
out.
And that turns into a thing with fans where it's like, yo, I gotta go get it now. Because if you like the music and you all, you know, if you collect vinyl and you coming with a certain sound, now it's like, yo, nah, I gotta get this. So you know, you sell your first 50 vinyls, those are out of here, and now you driving up almost like the demand for it.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, it's supply and demand. So I'm watching this happen, and then it's just every time now they're doing it on a bigger scale. Okay, first time we had 50 vinyls, now we got 75. Now we got 100. And now you got 100 people running around. When they get their vinyl, they hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a similar thing like when I was putting out like Revolver Ocelot, for instance. That was my first like mixtape that I put out once I signed to Drumwork. And I made the tape over the summer, and I knew that we were going to be going on the road. And so I'm like, yo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together this tape, but you only going to be able to get it if you come and get it from the show, because I'm not going to put it online yet. So, and then I knew, like, you know, I had the one line on Crack in the 90s, Young Revolver Ocelot clapping that solid snake. So I'm like, yo, and that was the line that everybody was going crazy for. You know what I'm saying? Because I made the connection from Metal Gear Solid to like who I was at the time. So I was like, man, like I might as well just call the tape that, and then just, you know what I'm saying?
Makes
Like
sense, yeah.
that's gonna go crazy. And so that was what it did. It was like, yo, when people saw the artwork and people saw that I had a tape, it was mad people like, yo, I can't get the tape online. Like you gotta get it at the show. And that was what kind of drove up the whole like, you know, buzz around the tape. And then I had the merch to go with it. So
You had the Revolver ones, right?
yeah, I had the Revolver ones, and that was like
crazy.
the next year. So now people like, yo, nah, I got to get a pair of these. I only did like 15 pairs, or well, really it was 10. And then I had 5 pair, you know, it was one for me, and it was like 4 other ones for like the homies. But, you know, it just kind of created like this whole, like, I guess like, just like a family of people. Like if you can get 100 people that's gonna consistently spend money with you, no matter what you put out, you good.
Yeah, you a
honestly,
wealthy man.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you can get 100 people to spend $100, you know what I'm saying, consistently, even if it's $40 for real, you can turn that into something where you eating off that. Like you jive straight. Like
For sure.
so, you know, again, it was like when I was paying attention and learning, because like that's the thing with me. Like I'm just a student. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch, especially with them, because you know it's such a close proximity. You know what I'm saying? Being from Buffalo, they was the first ones to do it. It's like, nah, hold up. What did they do that I wasn't doing? I need to figure that out. And so as I'm watching them do it, it's like, okay, I can take something, I can take their idea, I should say, and just make it mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it work for me. Their thing was, you know, wrestling and high fashion and art. All right, well, my thing is going to be Metal Gear Solid, because that was my thing. My thing is going to be the sneakers. That was always my thing. You get what I'm saying? So that was kind of like my mindset with it. And to speak on that, too, actually, I bought some gifts for y'all boys.
Oh, shit.
So I got y'all a tape, the Ground Level Separation mixtape. You know what I'm saying? This you still can't get on streaming, so this is for one of y'all.
Appreciate
Take
that.
one of these. No doubt. So that's for you. And then I got a Ground Level pen. These ain't out yet either.
Appreciate that, my boy.
No doubt. You already.
Yeah, I appreciate
So yeah, you got something that ain't nobody else got right now.
Yes,
So.
sir.
Yeah, I need
Actually, both of y'all
this
boys.
joint
So.
signed.
Yeah, I got you.
And I
Got
still
you.
got the Revolver Ocelot CD too from the Cousin Vintage pop
That's
up.
what it is, man. That's dope.
Signed joint. I used to play
Appreciate
that joint
that.
in my old whip.
Yes, sir.
My old
Yes,
new whip
sir.
don't got a CD player, but that's why I remember like you doing that the direct to consumer joint, because it had an effect on me where I'm like, I need him to drop this on streaming.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I
100%.
know mad more people had that same like effect on it.
No doubt. That's love, man.
So in the process of you establishing your brand and, you know what I'm saying, solidifying yourself, I know a lot of artists when they start getting bigger and they start expanding, a lot of the time they fall into that following the sound. You know what I'm saying? What allowed you to stay strong and like stand on your square and just really sound like you when you sign into Conway and Griselda got their whole sound that's taking over everything? What allowed you to stay firm in just who you are?
Just taking a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew like who I was signing to, and I knew who I was gonna be associated with. So for me, it was like I'm like a complete 180 from what they do, what they talk about 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? But it's either gonna work or it's not. You know what I mean? And I wasn't willing to change my sound or change who I was because that's just part of my brand. It's the authenticity. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the big ghost tape, authenticity check. You know what I'm saying? So it was really just taking that chance, man, and just knowing that, you know, just because I don't have the same type of like lyrical content doesn't mean that I can't be still considered like an elite penman, you know what I'm saying? Like I can still rhyme with Conway. Like Con is one of the illest rappers ever. You get what I'm saying? So if I can still stand with him and I don't have to talk about what he talks about, you kind of got to respect that. And I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning, it was tough because it was a lot of people who it was kind of like fire left or fire, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, this dude talking about sneakers, he coming with these big words, he doing this, man, I don't know if I, you know what I'm saying? I was seeing it. I was literally seeing it online. I was seeing it everywhere, on Reddit, on Twitter, here, there. But then there was so many other people like, yo, nah, y'all not getting it, y'all not understanding it. And then that's my mindset too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then I'm hearing it from the big homie as well. Like, yo, Con, like, nah, like you just keep doing what you do. And I remember we was at the studio tonight when Abolish Uncertainties came out. And, you know, it was like midnight, joint that just went on streaming, and we was playing the album. And Con pulled me to the side, he was talking to me. He was like, yo, he was like, the thing that I respect the most about you finally putting this album out, because you got to think, I signed in 2021. The album didn't come out until 2023. You get what I'm saying? So it had been a long process. But he was like, the thing I respect the most is that you did it your way. You didn't have to say, okay, I'm gonna start rhyming like Conway. I'm gonna start talking about how I was on the block and I was selling drugs and I was doing this and I was doing that. Which, which, you know what I'm saying? I grew up around it. I seen it. I've done some of that shit myself, but I didn't have to talk about it. You get what I'm saying? I still was able to, you know, I completed my mission. You know what I'm saying? So just getting that validation from bro was, you know, it was like, it still is, you know what I'm saying? Like, because again, I'm a big fan and I look up to bro. So, but getting that validation was something that kind of helped me, like, you know, from time to time was something that was like, okay, I know I'm going in the right direction. And then just being grateful for the people that were rocking with me. That's the other part of it. Cause like, you gonna see negativity in anything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a football player. It's going to be somebody on ESPN. You could be in the league. You could literally be in the league and somebody, oh, man, I don't like the way, you know, Baker Mayfield, he threw this pass.
Like, never play football a day in their life.
Never play, you know what I'm saying? But somebody always going to have something negative to say. But also, on the other side of it, it's somebody in Tampa Bay right now that if Baker Mayfield walked in the room, they damn near might have a heart attack. You get what I'm saying? And so, for me, it was times where I was on the road in 2021 with Con. We would be on the road. I remember we was in Atlanta, and that was the first show on the Love Will Get You Killed tour. Nobody knew who I was because they didn't know my face. And I'm sitting at the merch table because at that time, I was like, I would get to the show, I would have my merch with me, I would put my merch out, I would be at the merch table, people would start coming in. I would have flyers that had my QR code for my mix, or no, not for my mixtape, but for something. It was like a QR code. It was to go to my Instagram. People would be in the line waiting to meet Conway. I would be giving the flyers out. They didn't know who I was. They thought I was just, you know what I'm saying, with the gang. You get what I'm saying? Get my flyers out, the show start. I go back to the merch table. I'm selling my merch at the merch table. They like, oh, yo, I rock with JAE SKEESE. Like, let me get that joint. I'm like, yo, I'm JAE SKEESE.
Yeah, I'm JAE SKEESE.
That was like literally that what happened. Real. And so I hadn't gone on yet. And I'm at the table. I'm getting ready to go back stage because the show was about to start. It was this kid that was in there. He was no older than like 17. Pulled me to the side. Yo, I know who you are. And he was like, yo, your verse, I think it was on Grace. He said, your verse on Grace, I play that shit 2 times a day. When I first wake up and before I go to bed, he said, that crazy. Shit saved my life. And this is at a time when, again, like, people was like, you know, I would look online. Half of these people would say negative things. Half of these people would say positive things about, you know, my artistry and the things that I was doing at the time. So it's like, you know, again, just to kind of bring it full circle, I was appreciative of those people. And that was what really kept me, you know what I'm saying, going. Like the negativity,
It's always gonna be there.
it's always gonna be there. You gotta pay attention to the people that do rock with you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And just it's funny because like I think of Wale in that element where it's like I remember when he amazing rapper. You can't question his pen.
100%.
But in the what
MMG.
and then fucking Twitter was really like becoming that thing, and it seemed like he only focused on the negativity.
Yeah.
And as a fan, it made me be like, damn, bro, like I'm bumping your shit every single day, bro.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you don't appreciate me, bro. And that shit, that's a huge thing. And the fact that it's like, shoot, when it comes to wordplay, it's like he's top tier, and it's like it's artists like him that I would compare you to as far as wordplay. It's like only people I think of is like Wale and Lupe, in terms of vocabulary, and can really like paint that picture,
Right.
And that's a very rare class, and like that's dope to hear you say like you have that appreciation for your core and those people that appreciate you.
And even the comparison of you staying yourself, even though you were signed to like a certain type of artist who people would consider like, you know, from the streets. Same thing with Wale when he signed to MMG. Rick Ross, got Meek Mill on the label. You got Pill, you know, other people.
Yeah.
And then that's that same comparison with you with Drumwork.
Right.
So that's
right.
another
That's
good.
crazy.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a crazy comparison, honestly. Sneaker dudes too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Salute to Wale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nike's on my
Facts
feet.
for
Yes,
Lauren.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, word. So, man, let's get into that ground level album. That was really. I remember when I first saw a couple singles. I'm like, oh, he getting to it.
Yeah.
Man, he had crazy features on there from Sauce Walker to Crit to Lloyd was Lloyd on that one, or was it?
Lloyd was on that one.
Lloyd was man, and that was one of those moments
Davies.
where I was like Davies, and I was like, yo, this is special. This is special for the city. How long did it take you to put all that together?
It was like a year. Yeah, it was like a year. Originally, Ground Level was going to be Testament of the Times. Originally. And we got back in the studio, you know what I'm saying? Got some production from some different people, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Taj over at Justice League, you know what I'm saying? Ski Beats, you know what I'm saying? Like Static Selector, Mitch Arizona.
Static.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout
like
out to Mitch.
We started hearing those beats, and the pen started moving, and it was like, man, maybe we need to get back to creating more music. And I think once we started making more music, or once I started making more music, and we started putting our head together, me and my boy Chad, it was like, nah, we need to just make a whole nother album. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole idea behind it. You know what I'm saying? But it was like a solid year, really, because we started working in like August, and it came out in August. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it to drop a little earlier in the year, but what's crazy is the date that I had in mind, the date that we really proposed and everything, was in May. And you know what happened in May. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick and Drake. So it's actually a blessing that it didn't come out when I wanted it to, because I felt like it probably would have got overshadowed. You know what I'm saying? Despite all the production credits and the features and all that, that was just such a pivotal moment. That was 2024. That was 2024. Besides, everything that's going on with Diddy, you know what I'm saying, and a few other things, man, that was the year. You know what I mean?
That shit. Yeah, man. I'm glad it didn't get drowned out in that, because that was definitely something special for all of us.
For sure, man. Thank you.
Word. And then
Was that your first time shooting like higher budget videos too?
Yeah, no, because it actually was. I'll say that. So, shout out to my boy, man, Head Make Book. You know what I'm saying? So he shot a few videos for me last year as well. But this was like, if we talk about like Brick After Brick, I did that one in like November over in London. And then Rangefinder Films, we did that. Yo, it was like the next day. So I flew from London straight to Toronto and did that joint like the next day after I got there. So that was with Rangefinder Films. They did their thing on Lost Puppets.
That's tough.
So, but those 2 videos were crazy. But it wasn't my first time though, because on Abolish Certainties with Lukman,
Shout out to Luke,
22
man.
Reform. You know what I'm saying? I think for that Bonneville video, bro, he had like a crew of like 20 people there. And it was just like me and like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 other people, some models. Yo, it was dead like 20 people there shoot like on his team. So that was, I think, the first time I had like a production like that. But if we're talking about in terms of locations and, you know, things to go along with videos, you know, wardrobes and all that, that was like my first time really, you know, going and getting fitted for a suit and doing it just for a video. You know what I'm saying? And really traveling. Right. I was in London, man. I was over there for like 4 or 5 days by myself. Because when I did that video, I was by myself. You get what I'm saying? So I flew there, you know, did my thing, traveled around. I was on the train moving around. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. So that Rolls Royce that we had, I remember, you know, I put the suit on. I had the overcoat with the cane and all that. The joint pulls up, and we were driving around the city, and that car was a head turner. Everywhere we went, people asking, they looking in the back seat. I got the shades on, hat on, overcoat, looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? They looking in the car. Who was that in the car? Because in London, you got to drive slow. So, you know, people looking all in the car. You know what I mean? But yeah, that joint, that was like a one-of-one experience, man.
Let them know Buffalo royalty. We're going to run them through.
Right.
That was crazy,
Stop
man.
by Parliament real quick.
It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Same thing with the Situated video. That was crazy to shoot. That was crazy. Stressful.
I can only imagine.
No. Yo, trust me. Can I tell that
A
story?
little stressful about it, yeah. I'm about to,
Yeah, I can tell the story now because it's over and done with. So y'all about to get this. Yo, so listen. So I see Crit. We in New York. This was in the beginning of the year. We was at Smoke DZA's birthday show. Shout out to Smoke DZA too, because actually, shout out to Smoke DZA, because the only reason why I got this video is because of DZA.
Come on.
But I see Crit, you know, this is not my first time meeting him, but my first time meeting him where I'm a rapper now. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, you know, thanks for blessing the song, because at this point I had the song. Thanks for blessing the record. Yo, is there any way we can, you know, do the video? He like, yeah, let's do it. So he talking about shooting it next week. So immediately I get on the phone, you know, with my manager. I'm like, yo, we got to figure it out. His manager hits my guy, yo, we not going to be able to do it next week. Let's plan it for, you know, a later date, because we got some motion, we got something going on. Meet us here to do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Time goes by, yo, so, you know, I'm with my video director. You know, we planning everything out. We getting everything together. We got girls. We got studios. We got locations. We got wardrobes. We got everything. Plane tickets.
You got to put all that stuff on the plane?
No. Oh. So, well, some of it. Okay. Some of it. But what I'm saying is we planned everything. Like, everything was planned to go down on one specific day. I fly, I get all the way down there. It's me and a couple guys that I know. We get down there. Everything is smooth. You know what I mean? Smooth sailing. We start out the day. We shoot, you know, my parts or whatever at the Screw Tape store. Shout out to DJ Screw. Rest in peace, DJ Screw, I should say. You know, we get down there doing our thing. We supposed to head to the studio now because we had the studio booked for it was like all day. You know what I'm saying? To like shoot the visuals and stuff like that. We get there, we start shooting. People don't show up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this happened. This person ain't gonna be able to be there. Oh, this happened. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be a little late. And then a little late turns into we'll be there by this time. And then we'll be there by this time turns into, yo, we might not be able to make it. So we waited all day.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? we got part of what we needed, but the other part of what we needed didn't get done. So, and it was like one shot, one kill. Like, yo, we had to get it done this day.
This is our window.
So I get back to the hotel. I'm mad, frustrated, sad. You know what I'm saying? Confused. Smoke Dizzy gets on the phone. Yo, I'm gonna call you in the morning. We're gonna figure it out. All right, cool. 7:30 in the morning, I get a phone call. Yo, come to the A. If you can get to the A, we'll knock out this other part. Had to fly my videographer to New York because he had something he had to do. Flying back to the A. I had to fly to the A when originally I was going to the A anyway because I was going to meet Lloyd because he was in the A working on an album.
Okay.
So that part worked out. Get to the A. You know, we were supposed to shoot at one location. That didn't work out. We had to get another location. So we end up at T.I.'s studio, but we only had a 1 hour window to shoot that last scene with Crit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the model that was in that shot was late.
It's a real rapper shit right
Yo,
now. Right
bro,
now. It's a lot of rapper shit
I
going on
lie
right
to you
now.
not. We had until 2:00 to shoot this video. I think Shorty got there at like 1:41 p.m. So it was literally like 19 minutes. It was funny. We hurry up, we bust it down. We literally looking at our phones, looking at the time. Domani comes upstairs, you know, T.I. son.
Yeah, shout out to
He like, yo, y'all done? Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like we got X, Y, and Z. Like he was player with it, but like, yo, you know what I mean? We got something going on. So shout out to Domani too. But yo, when I tell you it was just crazy, but at the end of the day, the video got done.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
But dog, yo, salute to Sauce Walker, salute to Big Crit,
For sure.
Head Make Buck Productions, you know, and everybody that was involved. My man Monty too. Shout out to Monty because he was the one that found that last model for us. You know, it was crazy, bro.
Nah,
it was crazy. Like I'm obviously leaving certain stuff out because I don't want to throw people under the bus, but it was a crazy like experience. But when you look at the video, you like, yo, this came together.
Word.
Mm-hmm. Especially you knowing everything that happened to go into it. It's like, nah, this still came out.
It's wild. It's wild for sure.
Like that.
Because I think I watched it for the first time with him, and I seen the Crit scene. I was like, oh, something happened. Just me being like in video production and videography. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a completely different location. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Nah, it's dope. Like
Shit, you live and you learn, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Y'all overcame that, and then shit, he was able to come to the town for the ground level for the Buffalo joint.
Crazy, man.
That shit was raw.
That was a one-of-one experience for sure. I think for everybody that was there too. You know, when he came out, you know what I'm saying, and did country shit. Like,
yeah, like I ain't never seen Crit. That he was on my bucket list. Crit was absolutely on my bucket list. He did that joint. I was turned. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, nah, that one was for Weez for sure.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? That one was for Weez.
Absolutely,
that took me. You know what I'm saying? Being on stage and you know him coming out, rocking, situated, and you know just even his presence, man. Because like you know he's been one of my favorite MCs for a minute. One of my favorite artists overall. So. You know, to be able to bring him to the town and, you know, rock out with him and, you know, get the feature, do the video. It was just a full circle moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I put up, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I put up the clip of me rapping for him back in like 2015. You know what I'm saying? It's on my Instagram now if you didn't see it, but, you know, it was like, damn, like that was, you know, a few years ago. So to be in this space now where it's like I'm performing with him, like one of my peers, like
yeah, that's a different level.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that don't happen to most people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I just consider myself blessed.
Nah, for
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I know also I worked for it. I worked my ass off for it. Like that shit didn't come just on some, you know what I mean?
Undoubtedly.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah, I never put it past you because even to create some of these timeless moments. It's just like nothing goes into it without that sweat, that blood, sweat, and tears, dog. Like, shoot, even we went to the Yachty show.
Yeah,
we went to the Yachty show over Outer Harbor, and you was out there, and it was like you doing your thing, but it was just like even the crowd reception, it wasn't like it's a different Yachty got a different crowd.
Different crowd.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like I'm like the reception wasn't the best, and it made me feel away because I'm like y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all got in front of y'all right now.
Yeah.
And then it's like that happened to be before the ground level joint. So I'm like I was happy to see that.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. That was it was crazy because we got hit up about the show. What was it, like the day before the show? Like it was like literally the day before. And you know, they asked for me by name though, you know what I'm saying? Like the team that was promoting the show. And it was because of another show that I did previously earlier in the year, and I came out and I killed it. And you know, they asked for me and I pulled up, and you know, like you said, it was just overall because I came out to the wrong song. So it kind of started off the performance kind of on a weird note. But I think towards the end of it, we picked up steam, and you know, it's kind of like if you know, you know.
Word.
And a lot of those kids that were in the crowd, they were younger kids, so
absolutely.
They may not know. Yeah, but overall, I think, you know, the reception from the crowd, you know, everybody that was there that knew who I was, like, you know, afterwards, they're like, yo, you killed it. You know what I mean? But it's just a thing with, you know how Buffalo is.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough when you're here to get support. And I think I'm one of the people that like is blessed to actually have, you know, some people from the town, because the town follows. The town doesn't. We're not a trend-setting town. We're a following town, that's city.
a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to come up here, but you know, I think just going forward, man, it'll be a different reception. You know what I'm saying, from the fans. You know, as I continue to ascend and go up, and you know, people, you know, they get more and more familiar. So I just appreciate the, you know, just the look, period. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It was a good night for sure.
Absolutely. It's dope too, because it's like you got bars, and it's like we all know like Yachty appreciates bars. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's ironic that like his fan base, it was just like wishy-washy.
Because he didn't start off as like that type of rapper.
Yeah.
Like he grew to become that type of rapper. So the fan base that he cultivated in the beginning isn't necessarily that type of fan base. So it makes sense.
And as time evolves, it's like shit.
Because he came out when he was like 16, I think.
Yeah,
For a fact.
Some things stay the same. It was like one thing we know about Skeeze is like Skeeze got bars. He'll drop a freestyle at any given moment where it's like he gonna have heads turning.
100%.
I want to say I watched the joint today with Charlie Slog. You know, Apple Music joint going crazy. I'm like,
Fire in the booth.
Here go Skeeze again.
100%, man. That was a big moment for me, man.
For sure.
That was a big moment, man. Like that was everything, dog. Like
that was in the city.
It was in New York City, yeah. So I had the show out there on the 20th. It's crazy. So I did Fire in the Booth in the afternoon. It was like early afternoon. So me and my man, we waiting in the car, you know, just out in the city or whatever. We knew like we had to be where we had to be. We didn't want to be late. We wanted to make sure, like I'm a very punctual person. Like I'm trying to be right on time. You know what I'm saying?
We love that.
Yeah, 15 minutes early. That's right on time.
Yep.
And we sitting in the car or whatever, and I'm, you know, going over my bars, listening to the beat, and I'm scrolling on my phone, and I'm like, oh shit, Kendrick just dropped an album, GNX, and so I did that joint the same day GNX came out, so that was crazy. It was crazy.
Nah, that's dope as hell.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I know we was talking before. You said that wasn't your first time up there.
It wasn't my first time up there. So we shot it up in it was up in Apple Music Studio. One of their locations, because I think they might have more than one in New York. But the first time I was there, it was in 2022. I was just like, I don't want to say a part of the entourage, but I was kind of like a part of the entourage when Conway was on his press run for God Don't Make Mistakes, and he was up there talking to Ebro. So that was my first time being up there and, you know, seeing the lounge and the Apple Music logo. Got my little picture, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I think me and Conway took one. but I got a picture up there. Just seeing the studio and everything, and man, it was again just one of those moments where it's like, yo, okay, I saw it. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for my turn.
Yeah, I'm sure like you was up there envisioning yourself like it's gonna be my opportunity soon.
There you go.
And then what about the was the On the Radar one around that time, the Christmas edition?
So that was a little later. So that was like closer to.
Oh yeah, because you
Christmas.
said you did that around.
Yeah,
GNX,
so it was like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Okay.
But yeah, I pulled up out there, did that joint. Shout out to Gabe P and On the Radar and my man John Nurse. He's the one that actually hit me up. So, with the whole cipher, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, pull up, man, come through. You know what I mean? Kick at 16. And I was like, man, I was in the studio listening to the beat. And I'm like, man, what can I do to just separate myself? Because I knew, like, I can do any, like, bro, I can rap to anything. I can do anything. And that's not the hard part. The hard part is being creative. Like, I can sit here and tell you, like, whatever I want in a 16. But how can I do it in a way where it catches your attention and it's something that everybody else didn't do? And so I was sitting there, I'm like, well, maybe it'll be dope if I came with the Grinch Kobe's on and I wore a Grinch mask. But then it was like, yo, that's kind of, you know what I mean? Somebody else might do that. Yeah. I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, what can I do? I'm like, A Christmas Story. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, what if I rap like I was Ralphie? You know what I'm saying? And that was, so originally, the original idea was I go up there. My man was going to be there with me. I rap da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, and in the verse, and he come over and give me the BB gun. You get what I'm saying? The Red Ryder. And that's how I ended. But we was trying to order it online. You can't order BB guns and, like, get them shipped to it's like a New York State thing.
Makes
That's
sense.
crazy.
Yeah, you can't. It's
I used to die for them airsoft joints, like growing up, man.
Yeah, you can go. I think if you go to a Walmart out there or one of those, you'll be able to get one. But or like a Bass Pro Fishing or whatever.
Yeah,
you can get one from there, but you can't order that stuff online and ship it. So I was like, man, well, what if I just dress up like Ralphie? And it was crazy because the morning I was supposed to fly out, I was looking. I had one outfit, and it looked like the action figure Ralphie. And that night prior, I stayed up and I was looking. I'm looking, and I don't know why it didn't dawn on me to just look in the movie and see if that outfit matched what he had on in the movie. But for whatever reason, it dawned on me. Oh, I better check this out because this is just the action figure. And I happened to look. And the outfit that I had didn't look nothing like what Ralphie had on. So I ended up, man, shopping, looking. I'm on Old Navy, Target, here, there, Gap. I'm looking everywhere. Eddie Bauer, because, it's more of a preppy look. Man, I ended up finding last minute, I can go here, go get this. I can go there, get that. And it's going to look just like it. And it's crazy, too, because that whole freestyle, I got on them damn reading glasses, which I don't need, so I can't really see nothing for real. You get what I'm saying? Everything is mad blurry, but we knocked it out, man, and the reception was well received.
You had on prescription glasses?
They're like reading, how like reading glasses, like that old people use, or older people use that are farsighted.
Yeah,
that was what I had on. I got them from Target for like $20.
Make that shit work. Yeah, once I seen them posting I never watched The Christmas Story.
I never did either. That's all I was about to say. But you made me want to watch it now.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
TBS,
I gotta really understand it.
On TBS they play it all day. They don't stop playing it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they play it literally 24 hours.
Come on, that's tough. That's super tough. Christmas,
it's like my favorite Christmas movie though. I think that joint is hilarious. It's hilarious, bro.
Oh, it's classic. So just even through your times killing all your freestyles, murdering show after show after show, like when you meet these other artists who you've like grown up looking to, are you still like kind of surprised when you meet them?
The only couple people that surprised me was Jill Scott, because Jill Scott was so cool. Jill Scott was like, yo, Jill Scott was everything when we met her. So, like, it was like on the Chanel Pearls set, and I walk up to her dressing room. I'm like, I just want to say hi real quick, and I'm be on my way. And, like, she came over. I was like, yo, I love your music, and I just love you as a person. Thank you. I just want to say hi. You know what I'm saying? She's like, let's go outside and smoke. Let's kick it. All right.
Say less.
You know what I'm saying? So we kicked it. And she was just like, yo, the coolest person. She was telling me about how she went to Africa and all that. But I'm trying to think. It was like one or two other people that like took me there. Swizz Beats, me and him, and Mary J. Blige. Because I got to tell her. My mom loved her. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but other than that, like, at first, it felt weird, like, being in a room with certain people. But then as you progress and you get around these people, it's like, I'm supposed to be here.
Word.
Like, if I'm in a room with, Wiz and Fabulous and this person, that person, all at the same time, it's a reason why.
You put in the work to be in there.
So it's like, don't feel weird about it, because you're supposed to be here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I think I learned that like kind of early on. So
Copy.
now it's kind of like, these are just like, it's like coworkers, because the whole music industry is like, it's like high school, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody. You know what I'm saying? And this person works with this person who works with this person, and you probably already met two of them. The degree of separation
It's crazy.
is like one person.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So it don't really take me there like that, but it's like just certain people, like, damn, I wonder how this person would be like, being around them. And then they like regular people.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's literally how it is.
You had a chance to meet Cole?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yep. Yeah, J.
Word.
Cole, yeah. He was here on that tour. Him and Drake. When they came to KeyBank Arena.
Yeah.
And man, last minute. That was another. It's like everything be last minute, man. And
Gotta stay ready so you ain't gotta
yeah,
get
you
ready.
gotta stay ready, man. You gotta stay ready. You gotta be available. But yeah, Con, he was going, and he was like, "Shit, you want to roll?" I'm like, "Shit, I'm there." And it got to be, later in the show. I don't know if you went to that show, but
Yeah, I did.
you went. So yeah, Cole came out like midway through, and he came out, killed it, did his thing, and he goes backstage, and then Conway gets the phone call. He like, "Yo, come on, we out." All right, cool. Where we going? So we about to go meet Cole. We going downstairs. It's like, yo, that man had like presidential security down there too. You had to get, stamped. You had to have a pat, like all that, bro. But man, we get back there, and he was chopping it up with Conway for a second, and I got to walk over, say my piece. Yo, I'm Skeeze. I appreciate you, because Cole is one of my biggest influences as well. You know what I'm saying? And I got to tell him, obviously I got Sideline Saga from Abolish Uncertainties. It was inspired by Sideline Story, the song. I'm like, yo, make sure you check out Sideline Saga too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made the joint. It's based on your song or whatever. Took some pictures, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? And it was a crazy experience meeting him as well. You know what I mean? Because again, like, just our stories, I feel like kind of have similar.
We got parallels.
Yeah, some parallels in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to be in that space and to see that, because it's like, just like with Conway, going to the Apple Music studio, and then now I was up there, so to see J. Cole perform at KeyBank Arena, I don't know how many people were there, 15,000, 20,000 people. That could be me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be me one of these days. So, I just look at it like that. Like, man, I'm just blessed to even be in that space and that energy and see what it's like for somebody to do that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cole, Dreamville.
It's a fact. Shout out to Dreamville.
Yeah, absolutely. That work you put in is that's what separates you.
For sure.
Separates the Jordan Highs from
Come
the
on,
Jordan
separation of Jordan Highs. You know
Facts.
what I
Mids. You
mean?
know what I'm saying?
So we kind of brushed past you a little bit, but how was the show at Rec Room? like headlining. Was that your first show that you headlined?
First show in Buffalo. Yep.
First show in Buffalo.
Actually,
that you
first show
headlined.
that I've headlined.
Yeah. So how was that experience? How was it? I know you said it was a lot putting it together, getting in there.
No, 100%, man. So that joint, you know, again, shout out to my manager, man, Pay Attention Media, my man Chad. Like, bro, so we were on the road before this, and he kept saying, yo, when we get back, we going to set up a tour. I'm telling you, we going to put together a tour. I'm like, all right, cool. But in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, I don't know how we going to get a show in Buffalo, because he keeps saying it. Yo, we going to get a show in Buffalo. I'm telling you.
And for those who don't know, it's notoriously
Those that
difficult.
don't know.
Notoriously difficult to get a show in Buffalo.
It's very, very difficult because, you know, a lot of the venues, you know, they just, I'm not going to say they got something against hip hop, but they just don't like to put on hip hop shows because of the reputation and things that have happened in the past. And so, you know, and we were actually able to talk to some of the owners of different venues here.
That's right.
Because we went to literally, if you think of a venue, we went there. Me and him, we jumped in my car one day. We went to every single venue you could think of in Buffalo. And we talked to the owners. We sent emails. We called. We talked to everybody. And it just so happened when we went to Rec Room, and I didn't notice, After Dark Entertainment runs, well, it's their venue. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they run most of the indoor joints.
Yeah. So they, you know, they book the talent there and they, you know, promote the events. And back in, you know, 2012, 2013, 2014, I was doing a lot of shows here in the town. And, you know, I got real cool with my man Dennis over there. And, you know, I would go there, open up, you know, for all these different shows they would do. I think they bought Schoolboy Q and Ab Soul back in like 2013 or 2014 at Sound Lab.
Still angry.
That was that was one of the craziest shows I've ever done in my life, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Talib Kweli, when he came in 2015, did that show. But I did, you know, previous shows, plenty of shows, whatever. Always sold tickets, always showed love. And you know, Chad reached out and Dennis was like, oh, I know Skees. Like, let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was really the reason why I even got the show.
That's dope.
It was because of the, you know, groundwork that we put in and us, you know, hustling that day, going to every venue, getting emails, getting contacts. And then, you know, once he found out, oh, it's Skees, let's do it. They were willing to do it because I put that groundwork in, you know what I'm saying, from ground level.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like we put the show together. And again, you know, me and my dog, we all the flyers and posters that you saw in the town, you know, if they were on a bus stop or a pole or at a liquor store or at my cousin Vintage, me and him took those everywhere. We put those posters up. Like, we didn't have a street team. We got in my car and did that shit. You get what I'm saying? So, like, that shit, when I tell you, I'm like, we didn't sell it out, but it was close. So when I tell you, I'm very proud of what we were able to do with that show is because we did that. It was me and him. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody else was really helping us promote it.
That's tough.
I did 8-9 interviews, you know what I'm saying, leading up to it, podcasts, and, you know what I'm saying, anything and everything I could do, I was doing it just to promote the show, and it ended up being a success. So to be able to be on that stage, and then shout out to all the artists that came out too that night too. You know, K Pistol, Scoop Dollar, man, 100 Grand Royce, he came out. Les came out. Yeah, Les came out. First Class was in the building. Mitch Arizona, he spun music. Tony Boy, he was like the house DJ. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was involved, like, yo, it was a crazy evening. DJ Yama, she came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
The family
held
affair
it down.
on the
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, she held it down for the first hour. So, you know, to be there and to know that, like, these people are here for me. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, yeah, everybody else came out and rocked, but, yo, this was a JAE SKEESE show. The first JAE SKEESE show in Buffalo on Chippewa.
Yeah, it's different. It's different for it definitely hit different for the city.
That was different, bro. That was a different experience,
felt it.
man. It was crazy. Shout out to Conway too. Conway pulled up. He came out. You know, Goose came through. Esco came through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a one-of-one experience. 10 out of 10.
That's dope, bro.
That's all right.
Happy for you, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
For sure. And then you creating that moment for the city and even being able to give back to it with the tape you dropping right now. You know what I'm saying? 40 hours. Like, you got some of the hardest people in the town on that joint while you still spitting your shit. Like, what was the thought process behind that? And what does 40 hours mean for the groundwork concept?
So, like, man, I was just in the studio, like, you know, after I did the Fire in the Booth joint, and we thought originally it was gonna come right out. You know what I'm saying? We did that joint in November, so we like, yo, this is gonna end the year off. Like, I already had a crazy year. This is gonna end the year off with something, you know, that people just ain't expecting. And then they let us know, like, yo, now we gonna push it to, you know, the top of the year. So I'm like, shit, we got the freestyle coming out. This is like my biggest solo look that I've, you know, this is the biggest thing I've ever done by myself. So I'm like, I might as well put an EP out or something. So I'm in the studio, and you know, I'm crafting, creating, and I'm like, man, you know what? I want to show some love, cause going back to my whole mindset about the show, it was like, yo, that was a moment. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to find a way to give back to the city that like supported me, and you know, I like, especially with like the artists that are on the tape, I never really like tapped in with like some of the younger artists, you know, K Pistol, Gluski, you know what I'm saying, Lil Jonesy, you know what I'm saying, Winter Peace. These are people that I always see doing their thing. I always see them in the town. They doing this showcase, they doing this, they over here, they giving out food. Like I saw Jonesy one day, he was like giving out, I forget what kind of food it was, but it was like free food for people. You just pull up to an address and you got free food. K Pistol, I always see him moving around. Like, he always on this person's song, that person's song.
K Pistol,
he got crazy videos, hat with
Absolutely.
Baby Kia. Like, bruh, the song is stupid.
He a whole
like,
movement
you know what I'm saying?
himself.
Like, so it's like, yo, these are people that I actively see doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. So it's like, yo, I want to take my platform and like, yo, if I can do anything for these artists, we from the same place. It's like, it's only right that I put on and do what I can to like, you know, help them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all love. And then two, I knew with working with them, it was gonna challenge me like creatively. Cause they do a different style of music than I do. But I know like I'm versatile, so like I can exist in any box. And that was also part of the whole thought process behind it. I wanted to show that I can exist even with the youngins. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that I talk about all the time. It's like, yo, you know, I can rap over here with these people. I do this. You already see it. Like, I'm talking about what I talk about, but I rap with Conway. So it's like show and prove it. You know what I'm saying? And, man, everybody that pulled up to the studio, when I played the beat, they got on that joint and blacked out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They did their thing.
They all did their thing for sure.
Especially, man, Winter Peace. She took off. She took off, man, on those, cause she's doing background vocals on Way Up with Scoop Dollar, and then she's also she's on, you know, the first track, you know what I'm saying, on Balance Inquiry, but that Balance Inquiry is different, you know what I'm saying, like she brought an element to the tape that I felt like the tape wouldn't be the same without her, and then even
especially
with, like,
setting it off too.
Yeah, setting it off like that, like she's the first voice that you hear. So shout out to Winter Peace, and then you know, Scoop Dollar. He's not a younger artist. Me and him are the same age, but he's who I literally started making music with. Like, when I met him, I was probably 10 years old, and his father passed away. My dad passed away. He was telling me back then, like, yo, I rap because like I be around my uncles and they got a studio. I'm just trying to get good enough to like get in a studio. And I would go to his crib and I would beatbox, be on the karaoke machine. Him and his cousin Peasy. Peasy is on the first song. He not rapping, but he's talking his shit. They used to rap. And they sent me to the crib one day, yo, go write a rap. I came back and that was how I started rapping.
That's tough.
So I'm still cool with him to this day. And I recorded over half of the, you know, mixtape, EP, album, whatever you want to call it, at his studio. He just opened up a studio.
That's
so
love.
I think I did like 4 of the songs there. So, you know, and then I got MA, you You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to MA, shout out to Mile High.
Mile High. You know what I'm saying? I got MA on there. He did the rotary phone beat. He's from the town.
Sure.
I got Eminent Productions on there. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of work with Scoop Dollar, but he does a lot of work with a lot of different artists. You know what I'm saying? From the town. So, again, I just felt like, you know, with this project, it was like I got my biggest look after my biggest show. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to show that love back. And then, like 40 hours, I made the tape in a week.
Okay.
So,
so that's like the 40-hour work week.
40-hour work week. That's why the cover, you see it, it's like
check.
It's a check. Ground Level LLC up on the billboard, like you see Ground Level LLC. So this is the ground level work. This is the 40-hour work week. We gonna make these M's.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
That's tough. Yeah. I'll be honest. When I heard Round and Round, that's like I'm saying that's the last joint on the tape, and just because Buffalo is such a tight knit spot, where it's like you feel like you know these people, and I was like for the last verse, I felt like you was talking about, and then for the first verse, you had a bar in there, and it could be just me selfishly, but it's like it made me. You said like I know a man who's super talented, but his work ethic is sporadic. Something like tapping into that. Am I close?
So I'll say this. I wasn't talking, right? But I'll say this. When I made Round and Round, I was making a song off two subjects. I've been there in those places, like I was saying in the first verse especially. I've been there. But I know that a lot of people can't empathize and feel that. So I wasn't, like, when I was making the song, I wasn't particularly talking about anybody in particular, but that shit can go for anybody.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know mad people who just supremely talented, but just, for whatever reason, like, they procrastinate. And it's like, as you procrastinate, like, everything is still going on. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is making money. Niggas is, teeing up, they doing their thing. You gotta, like, seize the moment. That was the first thing, like, I'll never forget it. Conway said it on a record. He said it was on God Don't Make Mistakes. The first time I linked up with Conway, we was in the studio, we left, we went to an Airbnb. He was like, no matter what, seize the moment. You gotta seize the moment, dog, because you never, like, this life ain't guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything can happen. I was on the phone with Weez 2 hours before he passed away. I would have never, bruh, when I got the news, I was like,
rest in peace.
Stop playing with me, bruh.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't procrastinate, dog, because the world is passing you by. Time is passing you by. So I felt like, because I've seen it so much, and even in myself, I've done it. It needed to be spoken on. And then as far as like what I was talking about in the second verse, it's the same thing. Like with women and shit, and just my mindset that I've had in the past, and things that I'm still working through. And I know plenty of other dudes like that. Like, shit, I know I got time. Like, shit, shorty ain't going nowhere. Whole time.
I've been there.
You know what I'm saying? Whole time she ready to leave your dookie ass. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing. And the world is still going on. And now you lost what could have potentially been a partner, been a life partner, been somebody that could have been there for you. I've done it. So I felt like, stuff like that doesn't get spoken on enough.
For sure.
In music.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew with like this project, I wanted to have fun, but I also needed to have like those one or two records where it's like I'm speaking on something that's going to make you think.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, mission accomplished for sure.
Yeah, that was a good way to close it.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you thought about making this like a series, the 40 hours, to where you like reaching back and uplifting like the younger artists, or like kind of putting people on?
Yeah, I have. It's something that, because it's funny, when I was doing these records and I was in the studio, I was taking pictures with, I took a picture with Lil Jonesy. I was posting them on Facebook. I wasn't even really posting them on like Instagram. But I wanted the city to see what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, Lil Jonesy, Winter Peace, Scoop, obviously. We're going to take pictures anyway. But I'm posting them. And as I'm posting them and people are seeing it, sharing it, I'm getting DMs now. Yo, I see you working with, yo, can I pull up? Yo. So I knew what I was doing was making an impact because, people don't expect that. People see, I be over in Europe doing shows and shit in California and over here and over. So people don't expect that. But it's like, man, I'm always watching and looking and, paying attention. I listen to everything. I'm at least listen to 2-3 songs just to see. And that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah, you got to keep your ear to the ground.
You get what I'm saying? So it's something that I would like to kind of keep going. But, it's got to make sense. Mm-hmm. And this time, it made sense. 40 Hours just made sense where I was at creatively and where I'm at in my career. But, Ground Level is bigger. I always say it's bigger than just, the name of the album. I want to turn it into a label. I want to turn it into, a clothing brand. So, as I continue to grow, those opportunities I want to continue to bring to, artists that I rock with. So to answer your question, yes, for sure. It may turn into a series. It may be a thing that sparks off, my idea of, creating a label and running with that idea. Who knows? But that's what I want to do, for sure.
Dope. You brought up the clothing brand. Do you still have B&B? Was it B&B LYC?
Of course, I still got it. That's up here.
Okay. I was gonna wear my flannel today too. I was like, should I put this drink on?
Yeah, I'm gonna always have that, man. That's like it's up here and it's right here. So I'm gonna always have that. But it was so. I'll put it to you like this. I wanted to really stay in that creative bag, like of creating, the handmade pieces and doing everything I was doing, but it was just taking too much away from the music. Mm-hmm. And music was always my first love. So it's like, if I have at some point the time to get back to it, I will, for sure. But where I'm at right now, I got to keep pushing that because that's, what's working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You want to jump in the top 5?
Yeah, so we got a top 5 segment. Mm. Pretty much self-explanatory. Mm. So you being a kick guy, top 5 favorite kicks all time.
Top 5 favorite kicks. Well, number 1 is the Aqua 8, of course.
Okay.
Number 2, Metallic 5s. Number 3, just the Air Force One as a silhouette. You know what I'm saying? Like I got ones on right now.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Number 4, I'm going to say the Wave Runners. You know what I'm saying? Yeezy 700s. And then number 5, there's so many shoes I could put there, man.
Fit spot is always the hardest.
Yeah, it's always the hardest because you don't want to leave anything else out.
Yeah.
It's so hard, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say Infrared 6s.
Tough.
Classic, John.
You got 5?
Nope. I'm not even going to embarrass myself and try to, you know what I mean? That is not my lane.
I'll go Black Cement 3s, Cement 4s. I never had a pair, but the Red October Yeezys, them just changed the game. Mm-hmm. Royal Blue Ones.
Okay. That's a good shoe. That's a real good shoe. I think they tarnished the legacy of that shoe back in 2023, man.
Yeah.
Putting out that suede one. Mm-hmm. They kind of, because I remember that shoe back in 2013, I think I sold a pair of those for like $850. That was worn.
I think that's when I got my pair, 2013, yeah. Last one. See, that fit spot is always the toughest. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Galaxy, Galaxy foams.
Hell,
That's a good shoe.
Oh no, I'm gonna go with the first pennies. I like the first pennies a lot.
First pennies?
Yeah.
Okay. Black and blue ones? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good shoe. That's a good shoe.
Nah, it's funny because like my brother was all like in the shit. It was never my thing.
Yeah.
He used to get the white uptowns. Shit, I used to get the black ones. Fuck yeah.
Nah, black ones back in the
Air
day,
Force
man. You get a
energy.
fresh pair of black, they still go.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I need one. Just
They got
for
that
nostalgia.
stigma
They got that
behind them
stigma to
now
it
that
now,
you're gonna
though.
beat somebody up if you got a pair of them on, but
I didn't even know what it was
a good
back
shoe,
then,
man.
but I was punching people for no reason. It could have been the shoes.
could have been.
It could have been the shoes.
No, that's cool.
Right. So for my segment, we have a third eye segment where we talk about just like deeper concepts and just like spirituality and touch on like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. It's funny because just growing up, going with my brother, you and my brother was super tight.
Yeah.
I remember the one time he brought home this book, Behold the Pale Horse, Will Cooper. I was just like, he's telling me all the stuff in this book, and I'm like, bro, what you tripping, bro? Like, and then I'm reading the book and watching a lot, like 90% of the stuff come true. Speaking of just like, go get the book.
It's crazy book. Crazy book.
Go get the book from aliens to stuff they're doing and the policies with the government. It's ridiculous. And it's funny because like that just popped up in my head. But like what I really wanted to touch on was like a lot of times like in our music, they love to put us in boxes. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't rapping about guns, you ain't talking about pimps, hoes, drugs, like they throw you over here. Oh, you are a conscious rapper, or you're now it's you're a woke rapper type thing. So, what's your thoughts on the stigmatization of woke rap or like conscious rap?
I just feel like, man, because I guess I might get put in that box too.
I think you do. Honestly, I think you do a good job of like averting that.
Yeah,
and just like, no, I'm a really good fucking MC. Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, there's people out there that will probably, you know, because they don't know where to put me. You know what I mean? But I feel like, man, it's a lane for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, man, you know, art is expression. You know what I'm saying? And however you choose to express yourself is how you choose to express yourself. But there's nothing wrong with, you know, if you do want to touch on certain topics and talk about it, like I was saying before, with Round and Round. I feel like that's like, you know, those topics that I spoke about, you don't hear about those topics all the time. You don't see most MCs or, you know, most rappers speak on, you know, procrastination and, you know, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't see it. So I feel like creatively, man, like people just got to do what feels right to them. And, you know, it's up to the fans, it's up to the listener to kind of, you know, take the message and digest it and, you know, take it for what it is. If it tastes good, you know what I'm saying, whatever. If it doesn't taste good, you spit it out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, and then it's also up to them to, you know, I guess categorize people, because you kind of have to do that. It's no different than like, I always like make these sports references, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, when you look at wide receivers, right? Keon Coleman, for example, we might watch him play and we say, oh, he's just playing like Randy Moss, or he's just trying to play like, you know, Jerry Rice or whatever. That's because people like, they feel comfortable. Like that's like a comfort thing for people. When
it's something they know.
It's something that they know. They gotta like be able to put you into a box because that's just what's comfortable for them until you make your name and say, okay, nah, I'm not Randy Moss, I'm not Jerry Rice, I'm Keon Coleman. You get what I'm saying? So, and it's like similar, like, you know, they try to put Kendrick in a conscious box. Kendrick told you in 2011, I'm not a conscious rapper. I'm a nigga from Compton that decides to speak this way. Like, don't label me as conscious. Niggas from Compton gonna tell you I'm Compton. You get what I'm saying? So, but that's just the thing that fans and, you know, the culture, I feel like people who, you know, are fans of the culture, I should say, they like to do that because it's what's comfortable. Yeah. But it's up to us as artists to just continue to just express ourselves, man.
For sure.
And not fall into the trap of, okay, well, they telling me I'm conscious, so I got to give them that. You don't have to do that.
Where and
You know what I'm saying?
We seen artists like I feel like Lupe averted that after Lasers. I seen Ab Soul avert that from what he's doing now with Herbert to Soul Burger. You know what I'm saying? And even they were trying to do that with Doechii. And Doechii had a beautiful statement, just like, it was like, nah, if you don't like black people empowering each other and me in good bars, then you just don't like hip hop. Say that, bro. Like, stop trying to say we gotta be this certain thing. Like, no, I'm a person. I'm making hip hop, dog, and this is what it is, and this is the reality of it.
Yeah.
And that's I want artists like that and like you to continue to, you know what I mean, push that forward, because it's needed
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And that, I'll just going back, like, that's kind of what 40 hours is. Like, yeah, you're going to get Skeeze on some boom bap. You're going to get Skeeze talking about some topics. But also, you're going to get that Buffganistan. You're going to get that strike with K Pistol and Lil Jonesy. You're going to get something that's going to turn you up. You get what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to show more than anything. It's like, nah, you ain't just going to put Skeeze in a box. And that I've been fighting with that, from the time I came out. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to just be, Skeeze going, Skeeze is this conscious rapper.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Don't put me in that box, bro, because I talk about a lot of different things, and I dance on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And my last question for this segment is, a lot of times, this is one of my theories. So, in order to be successful in the music industry, we see a lot of stuff. We see conspiracy theories and all this stuff all the time, just about what people do behind closed doors. But I feel like there's a level of knowledge of self and a knowledge of information that you have to have in order to be successful. Would you agree? Would you say, like, from like 90 to 95% of the like artists who are highly successful have some type of like spiritual practice or some type of regular routine that aligns them like spiritually in order for them to make their ideas come to life?
I would say, because some people don't get it that way. Some people, it comes to them so fast. But one thing that I've noticed is with a lot of the time, not a lot of the time, I've seen it sometimes. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say 95% of people, like, they come in with it. But I think over time, people get into that. Because, once you hit a certain degree of success, it's like, okay, what can I do to continue this success? And to continue the success, you do gotta have. I feel like you have to have a certain, amount of spirituality. You gotta have, a certain regimen that you follow, because now you're setting the tone. You get what I'm saying, for how your day is gonna go, or how your week is gonna go, your month, your year, your decade. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. For however long you're gonna go on your run. So I wouldn't say they come into it with that, but I think that's just a natural part of growing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I was able to do this for myself. How can I continue to do these things for myself? Because it's either you're going to do that, or you're going to go down the path of destruction.
Yeah, leave it up to chance, and it's like, for what?
There you go.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact. It made me think of the quote, what they say, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do.
I never heard that.
Never heard that either.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like, if I can align with anything that's gonna give me that little edge, shit, why not?
Yeah.
If it don't work, it don't work. I'm nice. If it do, it's just only gonna
it's only gonna go up from here.
It's only gonna bring me up.
That's a fact.
Nah, it's
That's
real.
a fact.
Word. So what are some things? How can people find like some of your merch and like they want to hear your discography? What's the best way for them to hear everything?
Man, pull up JAESKEESE.com. Pull up. We got show tickets right now. We got the Ground Level Tour in 25 popping off. You can get your tickets for that on JAESKEESE.com. We got the Ground Level CD is available now. It's like $10. You can get that right now on JAESKEESE.com. And going back to the tour, we'll be in Cleveland, or I'll be in Cleveland with some other artists that I like. February 2nd. February 6th, we'll be in Toronto. What's Chicago? 28th, yeah, 28th we'll be in Chicago. The 18th we'll be in Boston. And then March 15th we'll be in Denver, Colorado.
Shout out.
So JAESKEESE.com. And then, I'm on all platforms, man, as far as the music, you know, whether you're on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, wherever you know, stream your music, man, pull up, just type in JAE SKEESE, JAE SKEESE. I got videos on YouTube. I'm on all social platforms except for maybe TikTok because I think it's over on the 19th.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, you can follow me on X. You can follow me on Threads. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, JAE SKEESE. Tap in.
I got
Amen.
one last, just to wrap it up.
Yes,
One
sir.
last question. Dating back to the previous interview we did a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were talking about like your first tape, Whack.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, your most recent project was Asphalt Calligraphy.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked you, like, how do you think your mindset has changed from that first project to Asphalt Calligraphy?
Mm-hmm.
Now, dating back to Asphalt Calligraphy, how do you think your mindset has changed since then to now your most recent project?
Mindset as far as what?
Mindset as far as the music industry and like how you go about just your daily life. Like, what do you think has changed since 2021?
I think the biggest change is just knowing that it's all on me. You know what I'm saying? Which I knew before, but it's like my success is dependent on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the thing that I've realized is that people, they like to take the easy way out. They like to blame other people because it's convenient when things don't go the way that they need to go. So if something goes wrong, oh, well, this person didn't do this for me, so that's why it went the way it went. Or, yo, this person was supposed to do this, and they didn't do it, so it messed me up. Me, like the way I look at things now, all right, this person may not have done what they needed to do, or what I asked them to do, or what they told me they were gonna do. That's okay, because at the end of the day, I still got a job to do. Mm-hmm. So even if that person didn't hold up their end of the bargain, I still got to see it through, no matter what. And I've been in so many different situations where it's been like that. You know what I'm saying? Like doing shows, my DJ didn't show up, or, you know, supposed to have somebody to sell my merch at the show. That person didn't show up, or, you know, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I still had to do the job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, like rain, sleet, snow, hail, sunshine. You know what I mean? Whether I'm going through something or not, I still got an album I got to drop. I still got to go to the studio. Because, you know, if I don't, like this is plan A. And there's no plan B.
Word.
You get what I'm saying? So I think I knew that then, but I didn't know what it took. I didn't know what that would even look like. Yeah, I was making music and I knew what I wanted to do, and I just knew what I wanted. I knew I could rap, and I knew at some point I could be successful with it if I just stayed down and put my head down and just grind it. But now I have a better understanding of, you know, like I said, what it takes. It's like a certain level of dedication in this shit. And like Conway says it to me all the time, like, you know, this shit is like, who can outlast everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much can you take?
It's a marathon.
It's like Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rocky is gonna stand there with you in the ring and shit until you tired. You know what I'm saying? He might knock your ass out. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to go the full distance, and you know, as you go along, you start to see people drop off, and you know, it was because of this or it was because of that. Like, shit, my mom passed away, and then, you know, I fell into a depression. It's like, yo, this shit really be real life. Like, this shit is real life, but you still got to find a way to outlast all those things, because this shit is on you. It's not on nobody else. And you dealing with life at the same time as trying to do the unthinkable. And, you know, now I have like I said, a better understanding of that, because it's like you can know something, but until you have the experience, you don't have the wisdom. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Because wisdom is knowledge plus experience. So now I just have more experience. I knew what I wanted, and I still know what I wanted, or I still know what I want, but I didn't have the experience. Now I have the experience, and I know what it takes.
Absolutely.
It's a word.
We look forward to seeing where you take it 2025 and beyond, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, appreciate you, Skees.
Appreciate y'all, man. This is great conversation. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all.
No doubt. Anytime, bro.
No label
Yes,
the
sir.
pod. We out.
Peace.
No